Hello there. In this video, I'll do text analysis and essay outlining for IB English A, Literature Paper 1. The paper is from the May 23 exam, time zone 2. I hope this video can give you an insight on your English A revision. Then let's give it a go. All right, let me start with the first unseen text. The following is an extract from the novel A Strange and Sublime address by Amit Chowdhury. And it's about a family in Kolkata having relaxing after Sunday lunch. I already read the extract quite thoroughly, so let me move on to check the guiding question. As you all know, the guiding question helps us to find out what to focus on whilst reading this extract. This question asks, by what means and to what effect does the author create the atmosphere in this passage? Which giving us a hint that we need to focus on the ways that certain atmosphere is created. Anywho, first introduction, I need to first introduce the source of the extract, and then next I can simply summarize the main contents of the extract, such as what's going on and what's the main idea, main story of this given scene. And lastly, I can present my thesis by answering the guiding question with 3 main points that I'm going to analyze from the following body paragraphs. In body 1, I can focus on the way that family members are illustrated, especially when it comes to the creation of a relaxed and peaceful atmosphere. But this one is quite juxtaposed to the latter part of the text. Anywho, I can analyze the way that atmosphere is established like quite peacefully and relaxed way with multiple evidences. First, the visual imagery serves to describe the family spending Sunday afternoon in a cozy place, being relaxed, and the similar used in grown-ups as children. Those things can support that idea as well. Also, the characterization of the narrator, setting the narrator not only as a family member, but also as an observer, as the detailed illustration on the way that like family spends a peaceful and lazy Sunday afternoon. So it has all about establishing peaceful and relaxed atmosphere in the first part of the extract. In my second body, I can keep my focus on the very same atmosphere above, which is rather enhanced. There are multiple descriptions on the typical household objects like radio or clock and the radio advertisement going on. These can work to create a comfortable and idle atmosphere in the extract. Also, there is use of auditory imagery, which is somehow supporting the detail as well. Lastly, the atmosphere is quite radically changing from the peaceful and idle atmosphere to hectic and chaotic atmosphere. This is achieved as the scope of observation is changed. Now it is depicting the bustling street in Kolkata, which is frantically busy and dusty. And this one is quite juxtaposed to the peaceful and quiet afternoon that is described from the above. The imagery of cow and other things in the streets support to establish the mood of being chaotic and futile, since the people in the street or things in the street are largely illustrated as being swayed by the city. In conclusion, I have to rephrase my thesis one more time. I can summarize the main contents of the extract. Probably I can relate that to the reader effect about the atmosphere created. Next unseen text is a poem by Edward Thomas. I already read the poem quite thoroughly, so let me move on to check the guiding question. So it asks, how and to what effect is tone used to shape the meaning of the poem? Introduction contents are the same, so I'm not going to repeat. Let's move on to body 1. First, I can analyze the delivery of the sense of security and relaxation that narrator feels after arriving to the inn. This is quite juxtaposed from the previous struggling journey that the narrator must have experienced. This can be found from his diction like cold, tiredness, and hungry. But after he arrives at the inn, he feels the stark opposite. The use of superlative, such as sweetest thing, illustrate the fact that he feels great relief. So his tone of relief and satisfaction like confirms his current state. However, from the next stanza, the tone is drastically changing. From the second stanza, his tone changes to be unsettled and agonized. It can be supported from the juxtaposition between the outside and inside, as the narrator describes that he is barred out inside the inn, and he feels rather safe here. On the other hand, there are people who are suffering outside, as it is symbolized from the owl crying. So he feels rather uncomfortable and a little bit guilty about that. This tone change is enhanced by the use of juxtaposed alliteration between most melancholy sound and food and fire. Lastly, the same tone is kept, but actually it is rather enhanced at the last stanza of the poem. Gradually, his initial comfort and relief is gone, and he is rather overwhelmed by the regretful and solemn mood. The alliteration of no merry, no merriment, those kind of things depict such mood and his deeply sympathetic state. As it is symbolized from the owl's voice, he feels like there are people outside in a great difficulty asking his help. He feels guilty, but reluctant to give up his comfort. These are supported from the use of alliteration such as salted and sobered, which establishes the poem's ironic and regretful tone. In conclusion, I'm going to finish my conclusion by repraising the thesis and summarizing the main contents of the poem one more time. And I need to put some reader effect, especially when it comes to delivering certain tone and message of the poem. Yes, that's the end of a very simple on-scene text analysis and essay outlining for English A Literature People 1. I hope it was a bit of help for your English A literature revision. Thank you. Bye.